following that plan your year and do what you want, I have not been back in debt. Okay. That has not happened. That doesn't happen. And then the tools. So not a budget.
We don't budget.
Thought I knew what was next. I was like, okay, so now this is the income, and now we subtract the categories, and then we get to the. I was like, I know what's next.
Because you know it all, right?
Now we make the budget and we fix the things and we change them. You only need to spend X on this amount or on this category or whatever.
We create these cookie cutter numbers based on these cookie cutter percentages that the experts tell us we should be spending in each category, right?
Right. So I was like, okay, well, here we go. And then we're like, we ain't doing that. And I was like, well, honey, what else are you gonna do then?
What do you mean we ain't doing that?
Part of me, I will tell you, you know that what you've been doing is not working, because when I learned that that's not what we're going to be doing, aside from me being confused, the part of me was relieved. Relieved.
Thank God.
Yes.
Make me touch it.
Please, thank you, Lord. And then once we organized it in this different way, and I could organize the whole year and map out in my head, because take what I knew in my head and actually get it into something that I could look at and understand and relate to. Suddenly I was like, oh my God, of course. Oh, yeah.
I've been doing this all along.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's the. It takes a while because you're retraining yourself from what I had been doing.
That's what coaching is. I have to help you unlearn all the things you think you know, and then build you back up, showing you all the things that you were doing correctly the whole time. But then I'm just going to add a little sauce to it and show you how to do it a little differently.
And it made a world of difference. It took time. Like I, kept tracking because I needed that data. After a while, the tracking became such a habit and showed me so much that I didn't have any problem with tracking after a time. Then I just kept doing it. I wanted to make sure, because I wanted that data. I wanted to know. So what did I do? Where is it going? What does happen in this particular quarter?
Now you're curious, like, yes. I want to do this.
Yes, because then when you know, then it goes back to what we started in the beginning. What do you want things to look like? How do I want to feel? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do for my family? What do I really like that I want to make sure I get to do? And then think about that and make it possible, instead of hoping you can do it after you've paid all your bills and put away your savings or investments or whatever, and then maybe you can.
Personal finance and hope don't go together. We need a plan to make it happen.
That's right. Phantom math, fantasy budgets, all based on hopium. It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
You're chasing the dragon. It's not real. And you will find the reality will smack you in the face when you see your credit card statement, or somebody's like, oh yeah, you got to rip all this pipes out and put this in. This $5,000. You like, from where? Like, you thought you had. No, you don't.
Yeah. And then you're going to use that credit card again.
Yes.
Get that back up, because that's the only source that you have to pay.
That's the only way to do it. So since coaching, tracking, and following that plan your year and do what you want, I have not been back in debt. Okay. That has not happened. That doesn't happen. That card gets paid every month because I know what's on it, because I tracked it to already know what's on it. It's not a surprise. There's no mystery. If I charge something like a home repair that I knew I was going to do, I knew how much it was, I just go into my home repair bucket that I already had planned for. I take it out and I use that to pay off the car. I don't have to figure out where it's going to come from. Don't have to figure out how I'm going to make it. Oh, supplies and expenses, which became one of my favorite things to do now.
Wait, say that again?
Optimizing expenses.
Oh, yes.
So one of the exercises you had me do was, I think we were talking about the cell phone, because I had a Sprint account and I had my phone and my husband's line. We've been paying for years and years and years and years and years, and I just didn't think nothing of it because we've been paying it. All these bills you've been paying for years and years and years, because because my bills are paid on time always, no matter what my financial situation was, my bills were always paid on time, always.
They're paid on time, so there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing that needs to change.
Exactly. Because I'm figuring it ain't causing me no problems, right?
It's fine.
When I looked at how much our mobile phone bill was, I was like, does that make sense? Like, why so high?
Yeah. I remember that was one of the first things I questioned when I reviewed your expenses. I was like,
yes.
Tell me about this number.
And then I was like, that's the number. Like, I didn't even question it.
It was normal for you, right?
So then when you made me dig, and I did, because I was like, yeah, why is it? I'm looking at other carriers. I'm looking at, well, how much is the phone? And if I paid it off, and then what's this? What's in there? Oh, I'm paying for title. I thought I needed title. Do I need title? And like all these other things that were on it. And when we were done, what did I do? What did I chop it down from? From like $200 plus a month to like 50 or some crazy, and I'm like, chop it all the way.
Because we talked about your break-even number if you paid your phones off, right?
Yes, exactly. And how long that would take. And then when I looked at things like that, I was like, oh, so it's not phantom math, it's real math. Now we're dealing with real math because you actually know what things cost, where it's going. And then now that you know, now it opens up possibilities of what could I change? Because I never thought of it that way. I was like, it is what it is. You pay it or you cut it.
Right.
That's it. Those are your two options.
You don't have to cut out anything. You just optimize it.
Which I was like, oh. And so then I was like, I'm just gonna start calling everybody.
Everything on the chopping block.
I'm paying this, but do I have to?
A lot of people, they pay expenses because that's the number that was on the bill they received. Just because you were billed that amount, that doesn't mean that's what you have to pay. But so many people do it blindly and just give away their hard-earned coins.
I mean,
it was, they said they own.
The mortgage, right? Mm-hmm. That wasn't something I thought you could do anything with. It was what it was.
Mm-hmm. Everything can be optimized.
So I'm gonna tell this mortgage story.
Joy, thank you. Thank you so much for being transparent, and thank you for sharing your wisdom with all of us. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.